All right, we are live, so let's crack on. First of all, thank you everyone for tuning in with us today. I'm your host, Akash Singh. I lead go-to-market strategy at MindMatrix, which, if you don't know about, is a 28-year-old technology company that provides a platform to manage your end-to-end partner program. You can run your partner enablement, as well as you can measure and track all your partner ecosystem KPIs at one place. So during the next 30 minutes, we are going to talk about on a very interesting topic on how you can create an omni-channel experience for your partners in order to drive partner enablement. So this is an interesting topic because I would say at the same time it's a very novel concept in our industry because uh, although during creating that customer experience for the end customer experience, we often talk about creating an omni-channel experience, but we don't often bring the same concept when we go and talk about partner experience. So on this topic, to share some of the insights, strategies, and pragmatic solutions, we have invited James Marriott from Mitto, who is a very good friend of ours, and also he leads partnerships at Mitto. So he comes from our world. He understands partnerships really well. He's ramping up his own partner program globally. So before uh, taking a deep dive into our topic, James, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your role and what does Mito do?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on. It's great to have this opportunity to sort of discuss this with the wider audience. So I'm James Marriott. I'm partnership manager at Mitto. Mitto is a global CPaaS provider. We have been around for a long time. We have a global network with direct connectivity across the globe. My primary focus is about building stronger relationships with our partners and ensuring that they succeed with their own messaging solutions. Mitto helps solve this and some of the biggest challenges businesses face in communication. So whether that's fragmented processes, missed connections, engaging audiences effectively, that's what we specialize in. We have an omnichannel solution that ensures messaging is delivered at the best ability, whether that's through the correct channels, whether that's SMS, WhatsApp, Viber, which we're going to talk about a bit more during this, and at the correct time to what we're looking at with the right context, of course. And it's all about making the communication for our partners and for businesses and B2B businesses communicate seamlessly and impactfully, basically, with what we're looking at. And we are, as Mitto, a global company that operates all over the globe. And I'm quite lucky, I'm based in London, but we have teams across the globe to support our B2B businesses and B2C businesses as well.
Awesome. Thank you for the brief background, James, on Mito, and also sharing about your role, what you're doing within partnerships. So I think first and foremost, James, I think let's set this stage. So help us build a foundation around omni-channel. What does it really mean for partner enablement? Let's start with that.
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so apologies. I like using my hands. I like the hand gestures. So
I love doing that too.
For us and for how we see it is that omnichannel for partner enablement is really about creating a consistent, unified experience across multiple communication channels. It's not just about being present on the channel and saying, oh yes, we offer SMS and WhatsApp for our businesses to communicate with. It's showing that you're aligning your message with what the partner needs, whether it is, and we're going to talk about it, we'll say about it, email, SMS, WhatsApp, or even Slack, for example. The goal it has to be to ensure that our partners are receiving these communications timely with actionable information that helps them to succeed as one of your partners or as a B2B partner. That could be anything from, let's say, onboarding materials, lead updates, what's the status of them, or even actually, I quite like to say performance insights. With giving a partner that opportunity of what's the status of how a lead is working for you. Has it moved through your pipeline of your leads that you're sharing or your deals that you're sharing? Because actually then the partners are saving the time, and therefore it's the effort is navigating this disjointed system. So you increase the engagement, you're more consistent, you're more accessible for them to be communicating with you as a business, which also then, in the grand scheme of things, leads to a better partner success. It's going to help them grow with their goals. And then obviously we all like to say, we always want to help partners set goals, how they're going to achieve it, what we like to set them as. And so therefore it will ultimately drive a mutual growth and a stronger relationship between them.
Yep.
If they feel that they can communicate seamlessly across different platforms with you, it's going to work better for you to grow using partner enablement, for example.
Yep, for sure. So I think from our experience as well, James, when we look at our own clients' partner enablement strategy and processes, we often feel that they hit the wall on certain fronts. For example, most of the time they don't have a multi-touch point with partners because it's all about meeting partners where they are. One communication channel may work for a different set of partners, but that may not work for partners, let's say, based on in a different region, or they work in a different capacity. So I feel that having that omni-channel, at least the mindset and the processes around partner enablement, that's going to create a lot of difference.
And that's exactly it. Is that particularly you have to reach out to the partners on the channels that they like.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Examples: US. You wouldn't reach out to a partner over WhatsApp in the US.
WhatsApp? Yeah.
Because that's not their preferred channel. You need to be focusing on things like the SMS side of things. South America, WhatsApp, love that area. Europe, UK, love WhatsApp as well, but also SMS. And then obviously Eastern European, Viber. It's growing, and you have to tailor that approach to make sure that they feel that they are being communicated on their preferred channels, not just what you want as a business. You've got to give them the options of how can I communicate with you? Which preference would you like? And by offering an omni-channel, it gives them the options of, actually, I only want to be communicated via this platform or this method.
100%, couldn't agree more. So let's take a step back, James. I think I'm quite interested in understanding that traditionally, when we talk about omni-channel, all the B2B companies who are that are operating either in B2B2B space or B2B2C space, they use this word, as I mentioned earlier, for creating a seamless customer experience. So from your experience and industry knowledge, what do you think? How does it differ from creating the same omni-channel experience for partners versus creating the same experience for end customers? What are the similarities or differences you feel we have?
That's a very good way, good question, and worded well. For partners, omni-channel has to be about communicating. The communication is about enablement and collaboration with them.
Yeah.
It's less about marketing to the business. So obviously B2B space, you need to be talking to them rather than marketing to them, and also more about providing the resources, training, and a bit more about updates that they need to grow. Whereas for the end customers, I would say it's far more about engagement. It's thinking about that we will love the word personalization.
Yeah.
It has to be about personalization, promotions, transactional updates, and support. Because if you can give them the options of support via a two-way conversation with WhatsApp or a two-way conversation with SMS, it makes them feel much more, as an end user, end customer, that's how they prefer to be communicating. And with partners, you're empowering them to amplify your own brand by giving them these assets over the platforms they want. And obviously some partners don't want you using personal numbers and things like that. And you have to be aware of that when you're using these different solutions. But it's more about creating the memorable and engaging experiences for your partners so that they know, if I want to contact you, for example, I might drop you a WhatsApp message and we can have a conversation over that, and it's back and forth very quickly rather than on the go, rather than having to go to our emails. And we all know how much we love to see huge inboxes full of emails. It's always that going to be that experience. So you have to reach out to the partner on the preferred method. And that's how it really is. It's got to be, one's more about enabling them and providing the assets they need. And the other is about giving them the promotions, the assets that they want, transactional updates, support over those platforms. That's the real difference.
100%. Your email comment reminds me of an instance where we launched our platform last year for a very large manufacturing client. So they have partners globally, both in South America, APAC, Europe, and North America as well. Now, after the 6 months in launch period, we realized that their partners who are based in APAC and South America region were not logging into our platform. So when we dug deeper, we found out they were not using email as a communication channel. They didn't even know about that we launched a partner platform for them via vendor because they were not checking their emails. And now vendor was coming to us that, hey, it's not working for those partners who are based out in those regions. And then we later figured out, there's nothing to do with the technology. It has to do with the communication, right? The bigger the partner ecosystem you have, the bigger the challenges you are going to face around communication. Now, in retrospect, when I see that situation, and when you talk about having that multiple channel of communication with partner, I strongly feel that if we had implemented a communication channel via WhatsApp and SMS, we would have much better chance or a much better likelihood of increasing our adoption rate among those partners. Because the partners who are using WhatsApp and SMS, we could have provided that information via SMS, via WhatsApp. So it's all about meeting where they are.
Exactly that. And that's a great use case example there, that actually how a different type of process with an omnichannel approach, rather than just one version, does give you that better uptake to using the systems.
So in terms of, James, let's talk about a couple of strong use cases that are maybe those who are listening to this call, maybe they can take away something out of this call. So if we talk about partner enablement, do you think, I know we have traditional communication channel is the email, which goes without saying, right?
Yeah.
So if we create that partner communication or enablement workflows, how do you think that we can mesh or create a blend of email, SMS, and WhatsApp based on partner segmentation or based on different regions? Do you think that we can bring all these 3-4 communication channel in one workflow?
Yeah.
Have you seen this kind of use case?
Yes, exactly that. So I think I would always say email is oversaturated. That I think we all, within the partner ecosystems, we know that is the case. And so therefore we know that when we open our inbox, we don't know where to start. So by email, with emails, they have a much lower open rate now, and compared with SMS and messaging apps. I'll give you a stat that we've done with our research. SMS now has a open rate of around 98%.
Wow.
So any marketer is going to take that on a much better scale for reaching your partners. If you know that they're going to do it. And WhatsApp, there's over 2 billion users now globally. So it's a growing market, is a prime example. Viber has over 1 billion users. It's growing as well. So by reaching them on the platform they want, you can give them those options. We know that there are regions that specify, as I said earlier, there's North America, you wouldn't reach out via WhatsApp to a North American partner. But by allowing you to have that segmentation, you can go down the route of, okay, we have partners in North America. We're going to send them a email, for example,
Email. Yeah.
start that approach. They haven't opened it. They haven't seen what you've told them. Create the workflow to then go and send them a notification via SMS. Did you know our new partner portal's live? It's an urgent
100%.
It gives them that building, and they can then have that. And if they don't want it, they're going to let you know, don't contact me via SMS. And then you can create that rule that you won't contact them.
Yeah.
But then you have the options of, and we will touch, I'm going to say it, is we don't work with it, but there is the options of the likes of Slack and creating the platforms for that to communicate with your partners and build that into your workflows. Is that we're going to create a real-time collaboration space on Slack, and we're going to give them that option, but that also can become saturated. Some businesses don't use Slack at all, but you could end up with hundreds of channels on a Slack, and then it's going to become like your inbox, and you don't know which one you need to be looking at and which ones you need to prioritize. So by using SMS, Viber, and WhatsApp, it ensures that urgent update is going to be built into that workflow and can be seen quickly. You can then diversify your channels by also accommodating communication preferences, and giving them the time scopes of when you can send. And yes, you have to be aware as a partner, I'm communicating over most likely a private mobile number. So you don't want to be sending notifications out at 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. You want to stick to the working hours. And that's what you've got to trust as a business, that you are not going to abuse that ability. You can build those rules into your company agreements and everything like that. But you also then have the ability of building your segmentation based on, have they opened it? Has it been delivered? Have they clicked on the link within the SMS message or WhatsApp message? Have they viewed these assets? The same as you can do with marketing emails, things like that. So you get the whole analytics side, but you can also, and I always like to say it to some people, give it a try. Build up an A/B testing approach. Try with some of your partners, sending it via email, and some via SMS, and some you'll do both, and see how they respond. Because I know that I'm working with some partners at the moment that communicate with me on WhatsApp, and I don't get any emails from them now, but they will just talk on there, and SMS. And so you give them those options to give them their freedom to what they want to select. And it's a good way of actually giving them a bit of a say in how you talk to them, because they might say, actually, I get way too many emails. They need to be, my partnership's too important, so therefore I need to be engaging over that.
Yeah. So, I completely resonate what you're saying. Most of our partners who I communicate with, they're very comfortable talking either in Slack or WhatsApp, because it's informal, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to think about having a formal process that like we do when we talk over an email. So I completely agree with what you just said. Now, when we go ahead and create these multiple channels, I know you talked about tracking and reporting. Is there a way where I can, or as a vendor, if I work within partnerships, I can track all the conversation at one place, so that I can find out some trends, I can run some sentiment analysis, or at least I can have a clear view or unified view that what's going on across different channels with those partners?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So systems like your big CRM systems, but also your PRMs like MyMatrix as well. That is an ideal place that you can get all of this information, whether it's over native integrations into the CRMs, or that you need to explore API access, and everyone's always happy to help develop those sort of things and work with those, because then you can actually have that all set up within those two platforms and get those analytics that you want to see. That it then means that you can set up your automated workflows, you can send the onboarding emails and messages and the follow-ups all automatically by using those two systems, or whatever systems you are using, directly within there. Because if they talk to one another, it's the one source of truth. It's that
True.
you know that what you're creating is giving you the capabilities of driving your partnerships forward and showing what, and you can refine your strategy. If partners are not engaging with you,
Yeah.
then you can see it. And so therefore you can think, actually, you know what, we have to change our strategy, whether we've got to create new go-to-market strategies, whether we've got to incentive, or whether we have to incentivize partners more. You can segment your partners in all of these sort of things, whether it's MindMatrix, HubSpot, Salesforce, Zoho, any of those.
True.
You segment them by whether it's a role, whether it's a region, whether it's their engagement level, and you tailor that message according to what they are, what you are capturing for those things, and that's the most important. It all comes down to how much you are capturing as a business. If you don't capture the information, then you can't segment them.
Yeah. 100%.
And that will help you build that process to engage them better.
Yep, 100%. I think it would be really beneficial for a vendor if they are able to create a single workflow within one platform like MindMatrix or HubSpot, and they can run their entire partner enablement and have the tracking or reporting everything in one place. I think it can solve a lot of their problems around partner enablement. Now, yeah, go ahead.
I think also you can
Yeah,
by using this, you can also leverage tools. For example, MindMatrix's partner marketing capabilities and things like that. You can notify your partners, we've added this new asset into our portal, into the portal, so that you've got this asset. You ping it over as a WhatsApp or an SMS message. They're more likely to go, oh, hang on, actually, I'll go and click onto that and go and see it. Rather than if you're waiting for them to log in and see it, then it's not good. It's going to be a slow process.
No, true, because it's more about becoming that proactive in communicating to your partners. There are a couple of other use cases which I would like to share on top of what you just said. So a lot of our vendors, they make commission payout to their referral partners, right? And so commission payout and informing that commission payout timeline to the partners is very important, right? The partners want to know when they are going to receive the payment. So this is one of the use cases that we can build, and having that multiple channels of communication is going to help a lot. And on top of that, if let's say you're launching a new product, or if you're launching a new solution, right, you can create that workflow that, hey, if someone has not responded in your email, the next message will go on SMS, or the next one will go on WhatsApp. So it becomes a multifocal, multi-model approach in terms of making your partners aware or educate them on all the new stuffs, because it's very difficult to win your partner's mind share, especially if they are working with multiple vendors like you. It's very difficult. Yeah.
And I would say that the one of our use cases that we see is that things like partner onboarding, that's a big one. Is that by sending them messages like, welcome to the program, don't forget to complete your onboarding tasks.
True.
Or that you've got this due by Friday, or even down 100%. To the how are you getting on with your onboarding? That they can reply to you, and so then you get an automatic start that conversation. They feel that you're caring about how they're getting on, their enablement, but also, as you say, new leads, new deals. Have you been assigned them? Have you done a referral? Obviously, sales teams are on the road all the time. So by giving them the options of talking over these omni-channels, you've got them talking about that. But then you have those reminders, don't miss tomorrow's webinar. Don't miss signing up for this. Events. You're hosting an event, reminder of the location. If you can't attend, reply to this message. And then you get that much better, people are more likely to reply to a SMS message or a WhatsApp message that if they can come to an event on that morning, rather than hoping that they might email you and say, actually, no, I can't come.
True. Yep. I also feel a lot of our clients run their incentive or reward program on our platform. So I also feel it's also can be a great way to engage with the partner sellers, the partner team about their tiering, how they are moving from one tier to a new tier, and how they're getting along with their incentives and reward program. Because most of the time they are on field, they don't check their emails. So having that multiple channel approach, either Slack, SMS, or WhatsApp, I think it can make a lot of difference to them.
Completely. I think that's a really good point.
So so far, James, we talked about enabling the partners. Do you think the same concept or the same tool can be leveraged by partners to enable their end prospects and clients?
Yes. By using this to win the end customer.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at to win the end customer, it's really got to be about you've got to follow the partner journey. You've got to follow that journey through. You've got to think about where the end customer is getting it to, and set up that communication at each stage that's required. You've got to, whether that's you've got to choose the right platforms. You've got to think of all of these different things and how practical it is to have all of these different solutions. There's no point saying we're offering all of them and then not using them. What's
100%.
The downside? The only things that you have to think about is by implementing WhatsApp, SMS, Viber, anything into your tech stack to then use for your partners, there will always be some form of cost.
Yeah.
It's not free, unlike emails. But your return on engagement, partners being happier, how they engage with you as a business, that is worth every penny of what you're spending on your messaging.
Yep. So I think on you enabling the partners to use the same tool for prospecting their own pipeline or nurturing their own prospects and clients, I feel that most of the time what our clients do, they create email campaign on our platform. So on top of email campaign, maybe we can suggest them to have a SMS and WhatsApp campaign ready to rock and roll for partners. So partner can just select those campaign and they can just import their book of business, and they can start running not only email campaign, but also create a workflow and having that SMS and WhatsApp channel as a method to communicate with their end prospects and clients, just the way vendors are communicating with their partners. I feel that can be a game changer for all the partners if we help them.
And I think as well, you've got that point that because you can report on this, it's about, if you are worried about costs or anything like that, you start with the email. Do they respond to the email? Do they engage with the email?
Yeah.
No, they haven't. Now is the point that you bring in the next omnichannel solution, because at that point, they haven't responded. You haven't engaged with your email. We need to engage with them a bit more. Let's try another solution. And it's being transparent with your partners and customers. Is talk to them. It all comes down to communication. That's what we specialize in, is the communication side. You have to talk to your partner and work out what do they want. Choose what they want and allow them to have a bit of a say in it.
Yeah, it's all about them. Absolutely. James, we are almost at time. So my last question would be around, so from your perspective, if you were to run partner enablement through that omni-channel approach, what would you suggest are top 3 things? What would you like to suggest to all the audience?
Good question. I like that one. If I had to narrow it down to 3, I think what you would have to say is that everybody has to follow a journey. You have to follow it through. You have to set up the communication to each stage, whether it's onboarding to scaling. Each stage requires tailored messaging. You can't have the same messaging across it all. During onboarding, partners need reminders and training updates, while at the scaling phase, they'd benefit from performance insights and campaign support. And it's about giving them the right information at that point. Secondly, I would choose that you need the right platform and vendor. A solution like MindMatrix, partnered with Mitto, offers a robust way to execute an omni-channel strategy. You've got the analytics in there, and you've got the deliverability of the solution vendor that you've got, and reliability across the different channels. So you can ensure that the information you send is both timely and correct and protected as well. That's the most important, and it builds trust and keeps your communication moving forward. And then finally, it's consistency. You have to, and you have to have a consistent message across it all. You can't have a different message for different. You can have different messages, but you've got to have the same meaning behind it, and that will strengthen when you're communicating. It will strengthen it and make it feel more purposeful and more personalized to them. And it means that you need to be able to bring that information, show if someone goes into if you're looking to see what's been sent to a customer or a partner, we can see exactly this is the message that's been sent, and you're not just reaching the partners, you're empowering them to succeed. That's what truly wins the mind share of businesses and partners, is that they need to feel that it's practical and it's a secure way of communicating.
Amazing, James. Thank you so much. You gave us some really good gold nuggets, and this was really insightful. I would urge and request everyone, if you want to know more about this topic, feel free to reach out to MindMatrix or Mitto. James and I are here to help you out in your partner enablement journey. James, thank you so much again for being on this session.
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much.
Your time. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Thank you, everyone.